Let's do it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is having a good start to their week. Hope everyone's doing well. Appreciate you guys for tuning in today. We got a couple people already in the chat here with Millis Vanillis, Roll Tide to you. Rama Jamma Taylor, Roll Tide to you, sir. Jacob Watson. What's up, Nate the Great? Don't be late. He's not late. He's on time. Yes, sir. So today we want to look at the top 25 AP poll, which was released. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of you out there are saying, what even is the point? Right? What's the point? It's not the CFP rankings yet. We're not at that moment in the season. It's not going to dictate the college football playoff, but it does give us something to work on, though. That's what I believe. I think at least to start out the season, that it's not exactly – I think as the season goes on, the AP poll will change, obviously, and it will be something that we can base the playoff rankings on. Something similar. 9 times out of 10 is pretty similar, right? But we do want to look at the poll. There are a couple questions that I have. There are some teams that were left out that stood out to me. I got teams that I think can crack the top 25 early on in the season. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go ahead and drop the StreamYard link because we do want to hang out tonight. I'll get you guys on. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I love each and every one of you. Y'all mean the world to me. I'll go ahead and drop the StreamYard link, but just hang tight in the back room because I do want to go through this real quick. Okay. So you have the top 25. Number 1, Alabama. 2, Ohio State. 3, Georgia, Clemson, Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Then it keeps going. I'm not going to read off all these teams that slow. Let's just skim through it real quick. Utah, Michigan, Oklahoma, Baylor. Oklahoma's that high, I know. Oregon, Oklahoma State, NC State, Southern Cal, and Michigan State. Miami, Pitt, Wisconsin, and Arkansas. I think that's a fair place for Arkansas. Kentucky made it in. This is your bottom 20 to 25 right here. Kentucky, Ole Miss, Wake Forest, Cincinnati, Houston, and BYU. It is Bama, Ohio State than everyone else this year. I have seen all over the place the playoff rankings, the playoff predictions, and everyone seems to think that it's going to be Bama, Ohio State for the national title. I think that's the case. I think with the quarterbacks, I think with the offenses, if we're in this offensive league, unless we're back to defenses, unless someone has a Georgia-like year, if it's based on offense this year, it's C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young for the Heisman. It's Alabama, Ohio State possibly for the playoff and potentially the national championship, right? But what teams could come out of nowhere? What could have that Georgia-like season? Who could break a drought? Or who could have an LSU type of season come out of nowhere, right? What teams could get a good start to crack the top 25 this year? What teams drop out? Because in order for teams unranked to get ranked, teams have to drop out. Teams that are unranked want to be in the top 25. Teams got to drop out for sure. That's given because there's only 25 spots. You know, they said no to Texas. They said no to teams like Penn State. They said no to Tennessee. Let me screen share and pull this up for you guys. Here it is. Okay. The first team on the list is Tennessee. The second team is Texas. The third team is Iowa. Texas, I got to double check. First off, let's focus in on the teams right now that are ranked at the very bottom. I focus in on the group of 5 teams right there: Cincinnati, Houston, and BYU. BYU opens up with South Florida on the road. I think that's a win. But then they got to play number 10 Baylor. That's at home for BYU. That could be a loss, and that could drop them out of the ranks altogether right there. That makes room for Texas, although it'll be week 2. We'll have to see what they do. If they can at least compete with Alabama, I think they got a fair shot. I'm going to go ahead and bring on Nate the Great, but I still have plenty of thoughts on this. What do you think, Nate? Are your thoughts on the AP poll? I'm not sure if you got a chance to look at it, but based on what you've heard so far and you look at this, what do you think, man?
I mean, the top 2 are basically right, in my opinion. Unbiased opinion. But to be honest, I think Michigan's a little bit too high, in my opinion, as a fan. But, over the years, Michigan has been not that great in the beginning of the season when they're ranked high, because I think that's their weakness, when they're ranked high in the preseason poll. That's my point on Michigan. But everyone else, Texas A&M. Oh, wait, no, that's the coach poll. Oklahoma, a little bit too high for them.
I think so.
I would swap there for Oklahoma, in my opinion, and swap Oregon on 10th. So
I'll tell you what, I would have both Baylor and Oklahoma State above Oklahoma, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I think those 2 teams might have a better season, and I think it's because of what Oklahoma lost, and I think because they got a new head coach, even though I do think that Oklahoma's going to do great with Brent Venables. I think it's a great hire. I just don't know about a defensive-minded head coach being in the Big 12 in his first year, being a top 10 coach for a top 10 program.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion and take on Oklahoma. And I could be wrong, obviously, but I think I like Baylor to not only win the Big 12, let alone I think they could crack a spot at the playoffs.
Yeah, they could. I don't know if they're a Power 5 team. I'm not sure, but are they a Power 5 team?
Who? Baylor?
Yeah.
They're Big 12, yeah.
Okay, never mind. So they're a Power 5. But so yeah,
question is really what I want to focus on is 20 to 25, that kind of range there. I want to double check on Kentucky. That's interesting right there.
Yeah.
BYU. They play Miami of Ohio and then at Florida. At Florida week 2 could be interesting. If they lose that game, they lose to an unranked Florida team. That'll move Florida in somewhere, and that might drop Kentucky out. It might not drop them out, but it'll drop them to like 23 or 24.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I just think BYU shouldn't be in top 25. I would swap BYU with put Nebraska there because they need a little bit of respect, a little bit. But I mean,
Nebraska. What the hell?
I don't know. They're at one
They
vote.
got a vote. Hey, look, they got a vote.
Yeah,
I would have put the fact that Texas isn't in there. I know I'm messing with Texas a little bit, but I think we got to put some respect on the offseason that they've had.
yeah.
I think we got to put Texas in there. I would give
But
Iowa.
Tennessee. I don't know you don't like Tennessee, but I agree.
USC's ranked. USC is at number 14.
No, I meant like Tennessee. Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee?
Yeah, maybe put them
Yeah,
at 23rd or something like that.
I
Well,
could put them in there. I
yeah.
could definitely do that. What's up, Hummus Hero?
Yeah, Fresno State. Oh, no, that's Fresno State. I meant, sorry, Penn State, I meant. Penn State got some votes.
They got 160.
And then Fresno State. Okay, well, that's weird. Fresno State. I mean, they were good last year, but that's good.
I
But
agree. I think Purdue's being a sleeper team this year. I think
yeah,
that they got 17 votes in the AP poll. They did not get ranked. I think Aiden O'Connell could light that offense up.
yeah,
I think it's a spark right there.
yep. I think Houston. I mean, not Houston. Well, they're already ranked, so I would say I think Houston's getting stuff done too. But they're already ranked though. But I'm just saying, or like the whole season, I think Houston's getting stuff done. I'm not saying they're going to playoff. I'm just saying like they might go 11-2 or something like that.
Who is?
Houston.
Oh, Houston? Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
There's so many schedules I got to look at and double check.
I disagree. I disagree with.
Sorry. Oh, I got Houston pulled up already. Let's see. They're at UTSA, at Texas Tech, versus Kansas, Rice, Tulane. They got a pretty good schedule.
Yeah,
I think road games. UTSA can put up some home games sometimes.
Yeah. Look what they did last year. UTSA, 12-1, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, for a group of 5 team. I don't know if you. I don't know if you saw this, but there's this game. I think there's a conference game. I think, but it was where UAB and UTSA was at UTSA. It was in overtime, I think, and UTSA won, and the crowd went nuts. But it is pretty loud. But anyways, in rankings, I disagree with Wisconsin. I disagree with them. They should have been ranked because they're not as good as they used to be, in my opinion. But they still have Graham Mertz, which is horrible quarterback. I mean, bad quarterback. But do you disagree with Wisconsin being on 19th or 18th? I meant because yeah.
That's one of those other teams. I don't remember didn't I have them like 7-5 or 8-4? I had them somewhere in the middle, just above 500, just barely.
Yeah.
I think 18, it's not super high for Wisconsin, but just a little bit. I'd have them the 20 to 25 range.
Right.
Wake Forest returns a lot. I think they're being slept on.
But they have a big loss, though. Hartman.
Oh, he is injured. That's right.
For the whole season, I think.
Never mind on Wake Forest. I take that back.
Yeah, poor Wake Forest, man.
Now, Clemson being back in the top 5, I agree with. I think that last year was a fluke. I know that they had to replace their coordinators, But I think they could do something great this year. I think DJ can have a good season, and if he doesn't have a good season, they just got to turn it to Cade Klubnik, and he'll light up the offense. It might be like a Trevor Lawrence and Kelly Bryant situation with Clemson.
Hopefully, but we don't know if he's going to be like Trevor Lawrence, which I doubt. But nobody's going to be like Trevor Lawrence. But I get what you're saying, though.
Right.
I mean, Klubnik has the potential to be good. I mean, great. And so does DJ too, but he needs to work on his accuracy. And I mean, he has the throw power. He just needs to work on his footwork and whatever.
Didn't Texas just have a good player get injured, and the tight end Hall got suspended? Yeah, Jai Hall suspended. He's like the Antonio Brown of college football right now. My gosh.
Damn. Sorry.
Yeah, Mayhem Matthews, right. He has not been on the Sarkisian hype train at all. I've been on it just a little bit. I got one foot hanging off the train, fixing to hit on the track. But I don't know. I'll tell you what, if they do beat Alabama, my gosh, I'll never, ever pick against Texas again.
I'm telling you, I mean, like I said on Everstream, I think for that Bama game, I think it's gonna be close until the fourth quarter. I mean, I think it's gonna be close, like until the fourth quarter, like I said, and then be, I don't know what the score will be, but I'm just saying it'll be close until the fourth quarter, and Bama will run away with it, I think, but who knows.
What's up, Sorgy Stories, Wisconsin sports fan? We're doing great. Anyone's welcome on. Mayhem Matthew, I'd love to get him on and get his takes. I know he works. I don't know if he's at work yet or not. But.
Yeah. What about Texas A&M at 6? That's overrated.
I think they're top 10. Well, first off, I think a team like Baylor is underrated. First off. I think they are the team for the Big 12. Would I put them above A&M? That's the question. First off, what teams go above A&M? Because A&M is expected to have a big year. Possibly.
They have all like those freshman 5-stars. That's my point. But
what's up, man?
I just hold on real quick. Y'all keep on talking.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was saying that all the 5-stars that Jimbo got, they're not all going to start. I've been saying this for like weeks or months like that. Congrats, Jimbo, you had your number 1 class, but
right. But they're young. I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and Hummus Hero right here says they need to prove that ranking.
Exactly.
A&M needs to prove their ranking. I fully agree. Check this out real quick. Let me screen share and let's look at their schedule because it's interesting. This is one of the games being slept on. These teams are not being slept on too much. They're actually getting a lot of hype and probably too much. But let me share this with you, Nate. How about Texas A&M versus Miami this year? Does that not sound like a very good game?
I think that's a very good game, but
that might be the one I stream. I want to every week of the season. I want to go live for a game. That might be my week 3 right there. But you have Sam Houston, App State. I think those are 2 wins right there. So they're 2-0 going into the season. They got to beat 16, 19, number 1 again, number 21. And that's it for ranked teams. But
don't sleep on Appalachian State. What they did in Michigan.
That's true. App State can pull some upsets. So A&M, y'all be careful. But number 6, again, Does A&M deserve a top 10 spot? Definitely
No.
top 15. If you rank them outside the top 15, I'll have a riot for the Aggie fans because I got to give some respect on Jimbo Fisher. He recruited well. He's been recruiting well. He's been doing great. The question is, where do you put them? And they put them at number 6 right now, above teams like Utah. I mean, I could bump them down one spot to 7. And the reason why I would put Utah ahead is because let me ask you this. What's a more likely scenario? A&M winning all of the SEC or Utah just runs through and wins their conference in the Pac-12?
Probably Utah more.
Right. So Utah, who has a better chance to win their conference than A&M does, and that's not a knock on A&M. I'm not trying to be disrespectful here. Utah, who has a better chance to win their conference, is being ranked lower than Texas A&M is. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And I need to see Jimbo get like 11 or 10 wins because he hasn't been proven that once he got there from Florida State. That's the big.
Well, they had. Well, I'm not even going to count the COVID year. What was that? 8-1, something like that. They went last year. They went last year 8-4. So yeah, I would agree. I think he's got. If they don't at least hit the 10-2 mark this year with their schedule, because let me just put it to you like this. Actually, 9-3 wouldn't be too bad, but I think because of the hype, they do have to hit the 10-win mark.
Right.
Because let's say late in the season, you get to November 26th, and you get to that LSU game. LSU, we don't know what Brian Kelly's going to do in year 1. They could be ranked. They might not be.
Right.
But they got teams like Miami. They got 19 Arkansas. They got number 1. They got number 21 in Ole Miss. They got some games where they could prove that they belong there in that spot.
All right, I'm back, guys.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of talk about how I would see. This is why I love doing the Touchdown Tuesdays, guys. Okay, because now I have video proof that I went on record saying Texas is not going to be good only because of their head coach, and we're starting to see that right now.
Yeah.
And I think the best their ceiling right now is 8-4. Their best. I mean, that's the best they can go.
Which is decent, but not great.
I mean, is it okay if I tell you my top 10?
You can, whatever you got, man, go for it. We're open discussion today.
All right. So, and let me know if y'all agree with this. And I can tell you my whole top 25, but I was going to save that for the Touchdown Tuesdays tomorrow. But I'll tell you my top 10. Coming in at number 10, I got Michigan. 9, Oklahoma. 8, Notre Dame. 7, Oklahoma State. 6, Clemson. 5, Utah. 4, Baylor. 3, Bama. 2, Georgia. 1, Ohio State.
I agree with that list.
I like it.
And look, and I said this too on the Touchdown Tuesdays before too. Last year, Bama was ranked number 1. Georgia was ranked below them, but we all knew that Georgia was a better team than Bama last year. Overall team, right? So this year, Bama in the AP poll is ranked ahead of Georgia, which I disagree with only because last year Bama fans and people all across football were saying, well, until you beat Bama, or until Bama loses, you can't be ranked above Bama. Well, this year, you're defending national champions, Georgia. We beat Bama, whether you like it or not. Georgia deserves to be number 2. I do have Ohio State as 1 because I do believe Ohio State will win the national championship, and I don't really see them losing to anybody.
Well,
Okay.
no, I'm not being. I'm kind of being a little biased, to be honest. I'm gonna be a little biased. Yes, I think Ohio State will go 11-0 until the game. I'm saying this right now. It's not it. It's not like everybody. Oh, wait, how do I want to say this? It's gonna be a low scoring game, like that no one expects that because everyone expects Ohio State could roll over Michigan. I don't think that's the case anymore, to be honest. Because Michigan just beat Ohio State last year, but what would do? But this year, I think it's be a little bit closer than a shootout. But I'm just saying that I think Ohio State will win, but close though. At the shoe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's fine. What's up, Jeff?
Georgia is not making the playoff.
Oh. Oh.
They will lose to somebody in the regular season. And
Can you
they're
tell
going
me
to,
who? Can you tell me who though?
I
Kentucky.
couldn't tell you who. I couldn't. Last year I
Then
predicted Alabama to Last year I predicted Alabama to lose in the regular season. I predicted them to lose to Auburn. It ended up being A&M. All I knew was that they weren't good enough to run the table. Somebody was going to have a great game on a night when they're off, and they were going to get beat, and that's what happened to them. To A&M. The same thing's going to happen to Georgia.
Tell me why Georgia's not good enough.
Because you don't run the, you just because it's just too hard to run the table. It's just too hard to. It's so hard to do it. And
I don't know. I feel like the East is just Georgia's bounds and leaps above everybody in the East.
The East is definitely weaker than the West, and Georgia's chances of running the table are better than Bama's. Right. I just think somebody somewhere along the way, and it might not even be Georgia plays bad. There'll be a stupid dropped punt or something crazy will happen.
Or block punt, whatever.
Because it just happens that way. It's so hard to run the table.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna go.
If you're Georgia, the last thing you want is to be Alabama last year. That's going to Atlanta with a loss, knowing you're playing for your life. Because you'd be playing for your life in Atlanta, a city where Alabama has won 15 consecutive games. You'll be playing in Atlanta against Alabama, who has beat you 7 of the last 8 times. And you'll be playing in Atlanta against an Alabama team much better than the Alabama team last year, while you're not as good as you were last year, and an Alabama team who's been waiting all year to kick your teeth in.
Yeah. Well, you can build up the hype for y'all can build up the hype for Alabama all you want to, but if Georgia does drop one in the regular season, I promise you, this is a promise, Georgia will win the SEC championship if Georgia drops one.
Now hold on. I guess I could attest to that. You know, having a loss gives you motivation. Let me say this. You know who I think Georgia should watch out for, Matthew? Watch out for week 3 at South Carolina.
True.
Watch that.
Or Mississippi State.
Where's that game? Let me see. At Mississippi State late in the season.
It's in Starkville.
There's look, this is not a good – I mean, it's not a good schedule for you guys. I say that in the sense that it's not going to be a cakewalk.
Look, I think Georgia, in my opinion, Georgia is the best team in every game they play in the regular season. They'll be the best team that night going onto the field.
Right.
But
Well,
somewhere along the line, ridiculous
I'm gonna
shit
just say
happened.
this. I'm gonna just say this.
Kansas beats Texas. South
Right.
Carolina three
Okay.
or 4 years ago goes to Athens and beats. Ole Miss goes to Bryant Denny and beats Alabama when Bama has 5 turnovers. I mean, dumb things sometimes happen.
But I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna go on the record and say this. We're not Georgia from even 3 or 4 years ago. We're Georgia that just came off a national championship, and the difference between all them other teams and this year's Kirby Smart team is Kirby Smart has been laying down a foundation, and he's had consecutive top 3 recruiting classes. To say that Georgia's not gonna make the playoffs this year is kind of crazy, because every single team that has won the national championship, except for Ohio State and LSU, have went back to the playoffs the very next year. So to say that is kind of crazy. And another thing
Hard to
is
do it.
Georgia's defense will not. And I promise this, I'll bet every penny I have in my life savings, which is 0, by the way. And but Georgia will not let any defense score over 30.
I bet. I mean, you make great points. You do make great points, Matthew. I will give you that. And we're not saying that it can't happen. We're not saying that anything. We're just saying like history has shown.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying is that the long arch of history shows you how difficult it is. That all-time great Georgia defense that you had last year, which was peanuts compared to the 1961 Alabama defense, which had 5 shutouts and gave up 25 points in 11 games, and was the all-time, not the 2021 Georgia. That all-time great
you're
Georgia
wrong.
defense,
You're wrong, sir.
that all-time great Georgia defense is not going to be on the field this year. They'll still be good. They'll still be top 5, top 6.
Do you know who we bring back though? I mean, you bring back.
You lost 7 starters to the draft.
Right, but you don't think Kirby Smart, which led a lot of your defenses at Alabama, you don't think he's going to be able to restack like Bama and Clemson and even LSU does every single year?
Not at the level that he played at last year. He's not going to be able
You're
to
talking
replicate
about
that level. He'll still be good. They'll be great. They'll be superior, but they won't be what they were last year. And what
they'll go from all right. They're going to go from the number 1 defense to the number 5. Whoop de freaking do.
Right.
You're still a top 5 defense.
Right, and Bama had the number 7 defense last year, and they're about to jump up to about number 2 or number 3.
I can agree, because they returned 8 starters from their defense.
Right. You know why? Because last year was a rebuilding year.
And rebuilding year, my butt.
This year, Georgia's rebuilding. They're rebuilding from all the players that they lost. So they're on a different. It's like I said that in 2021 or in 2020. This was the year for Alabama. 2021. What did I say last year all during the offseason, Ballard? If this is the year this is the year to stop Alabama, you got to stop them this year.
To do it. Yeah.
2021 is the year to stop them, because they'll be on the rebuild. Well, this is now Georgia on the rebuild, because after you win the Natty, you lose all that talent. It's hard to turn around and come back again. Look at what's happened since Saban got to, wins it in 09, doesn't come back to 10. Wins it in 11, 12, doesn't come back in 13. Semifinals.
You mentioned real quick. You mentioned.
I'm not. Well, let me say one more thing, because my phone's dying and I got to get to work. But so I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna let y'all go. And when my phone charge, I'll come back in. But so you bring in defensively, you bring in Christopher Smith, a super senior, who last year set the tone for for this Georgia defense last year with the pick six, the only touchdown in the Clemson game, by the way. And then you bring back Robert Beal Jr., Keely Ringo, you bring back Nolan Smith, you bring back Jalen Carter. I mean, probably Jalen Carter is probably the best defensive line guy in the country. I mean, and you have a true freshman Maliki Starks. I mean, all these guys are going to be very good for the defense. Look, in 2020, Georgia's defense was elite too. They averaged like 12 points per game. Last year, the elite defense that we saw only averaged 10. So I'm not gonna say that Georgia's going to be the same as last year. They're going to fall back a little bit, but nobody's getting. Nobody's getting 30 points on Georgia, and I believe Georgia's offense is going to average at least 45 points per game.
All right.
Did you just say 45?
45. Yep.
Wait, what?
They bring.
I'm sorry you said that, because if you really think that, then you've just disqualified. Every comment you've made is now disqualified by you saying that.
Bye, Matthew.
Why you say that?
You just disqualified yourself, because that's ridiculous.
They averaged 39 points per game last year with a below average offense.
Ohio State's not going to score 45 points a game, and they're going to have the best
average.
Jeff's talking averages too.
Yeah, not happening.
Well, if it's not 45, then it's going to be above 40. Georgia brings back, number one, we have tight end university. We have the best 3 tight ends in the country. No, and on the field.
You don't know how, but you haven't had them.
I do know because they played.
But you haven't had to rely on them and use them the way you will this year.
So we didn't rely on Brock Bowers.
I agree. They're the best unit. I agree they're the best tight end unit. But it's going to be very interesting to see just how effective and how quickly, which I think will not be quick, the Georgia offense can score passing the ball in 7 or 8 yard chunks, because the Georgia wideouts, quite frankly, leave a lot to be desired. And the other teams are going to shut Georgia's wideouts down and work on clamping the tight ends down. Let the tight end catch the 7 yard pass, but then he ain't going anywhere with the ball once he catches it.
We pretty much took their best receiver, didn't we? And Jermaine Burton.
No,
their best returner.
That was our best receiver from last year. I mean, y'all talk about Alabama had a lot of injuries. We had the whole wide receiving core injured last year, and we still won the national title.
Y'all with the excuses.
No,
as to
why we didn't.
You had George Pickens,
right?
You had George Pickens who made a great acrobatic long catch against Bama in the SEC title game, and made a long acrobatic great catch in the championship game, and in 3 years had fewer yards and fewer touchdowns than Jamison Williams had in 1 year at Alabama. George Pickens' entire career at Georgia was less.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about our receivers are not going to be elite or anything, but we're going to be able to get the ball downfield. I'm not worried about that. We have you can ask anybody, your neighbor, your friends. We have the best offensive line in the game right now in the country. I don't understand why you're not agreeing with me on the at least 40 plus points per game. I don't understand. That's kind of absurd. Maybe not 45, but 42, 43, somewhere around there. Points per game average.
I don't think Georgia's offense is good enough to score quickly. They're not going to.
You don't have to score quickly. We've seen that in the Michigan game last year. You don't have to. That's why Tennessee. That's why Tennessee is no good. They have a team that can score quickly, but then their defense is no good, trash, because they're always on the field.
We'll see. I think there's going to be a little bit of a not a great correction, but a little bit of a core correction this year for Georgia. And also, Georgia's in a position they have never been in before.
Yep.
Now they're the team.
They're the one with the target on their back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's going to be coming hunting you, and that hasn't been the case before. It's so hard.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, it is so hard to repeat. I mean, you can be
I never
great.
said that we were. I never said that we were going to repeat as national champions.
Right.
And if you watch the touchdown Tuesdays like you're supposed to, I said Ohio State was going to win the national championship.
Well, I think the national championship is likely. No guarantee. You never know what can happen. I posed this question to Mark Rogers earlier this afternoon. If Ohio State's defense is 25% better than it was last year, but at the same time, Alabama's offensive line plays 25% better than it did last year, which of those two things is more important? And Mark Rogers said, if Alabama's offensive line plays 25% better than it did last year, there is no college team in the country that can beat them. None. Nobody will stay on the field with them.
Wow.
That to me is the key. Barring injury, because injuries can happen to anybody at any time. I feel bad for Texas. Look at Texas. I mean, look at West Virginia. Or look at Wake Forest. You know, losing, and I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to see that. I mean, Wake Forest's whole season is screwed, and that sucks. Yeah. You know, that's terrible for them. I don't want to see
Wake Forest.
Yeah, you know, like when Bama plays Georgia, I want everybody on Georgia to be 100%. I don't want to beat your third teamers. I want to beat your starters. You know, I want everybody to be there. But it's so hard to turn around and do it again. It's just it's hard to play at that level. That's what I think is. That to me, when this is all said and done, if I'm still alive in 15 years, what I'm going to say about the Saban era, the greatest thing about the Saban era, other than however many natties he ends up with, is this: that you went from 2008 to 2022 and counting, so 08 to 22, and with the exception of 2013, the champion was either Alabama or somebody who beat Alabama. Yeah. You think about that. It's either the Tide or you had to go through the Tide to be the national champion. And there's nobody in the history of college football that's had any kind of run anywhere near that significant. It's not even remotely close.
College football fans, let that mess with your head real quick. I mean, you make a good point.
When Alabama kicks off against Utah State,
mm-hmm.
and I agree, these polls, hear me out right immediately. I immediately want to say, the poll September 1st means about as much as a paper mache. I mean, it's nothing. But it is what it is. Okay, all right. And what it will be is it will be Nick Saban coaching a team ranked number 1 in the 71st more games than the active number 2 coach, which is Dabo Swinney. Think about that. Nick Saban has coached a team ranked number 1 71 games. more than the number 2. So what that means is you've got a lot of people wearing crimson hats that know what that pressure is like. That's my concern with Georgia. I'm not denigrating Georgia's talent. I'm not denigrating their potential. I'm not taking anything away from their coaching, which I think is fabulous. I'm not taking anything away from their recruiting, which I think is fabulous. All I'm saying is when you look at the historical numbers, it's just hard to do it. It's just so hard.
What's up, MSU fan?
Not much, man.
What do you think about the Spartans? I think they got a spot in the top 25 this afternoon, and
I think we're number 14, aren't we?
number 15. But yeah, I think that's a good spot for you guys.
Yeah.
The only
Considering what we
thing
were.
we really lost was Kenneth Walker.
That and Phoebe Naylor, too.
Yeah,
I think Michigan's a little too high for their ranking.
I don't know. They do bring a lot back on the offense.
But they lost Aiden Hutchinson now.
The thing that Michigan has going for them, and I can't remember this. I can't tell you off the top of my head. I don't know it by heart, but I did see their schedule, and their first 4 games are against an 8th grade girls team, a junior college volleyball team, a YMCA league team, and then somebody else. I mean, they play nobody for the whole entire month of September. And then week 5, after playing nobody for 4 weeks, they have to go to Iowa.
Yeah.
Which is a place that I don't know how much, you history you want to throw out there, but it's a place they've historically not played well at. It's a place where teams go to die. Ask Penn State. Ask Ohio State.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Iowa has to go to.
I mean, Michigan could come in there and 5 touchdown them, and they could roll them. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, if there's going to be a whoopsie daisy somewhere along the way, that might be one of them.
And the fact that they got, if it's not that, I'd be careful because they got at Iowa, at Indiana, Penn State, and Michigan State. That 4-game stretch that's a tough ask right there, man. That's a lot to ask for.
Other than Indiana.
They'll be lucky to get out of that without having at least one loss. At least one.
Yeah.
Who's that going to be, too, though? That's the question.
Well, that is the question.
Where are those games?
Michigan State plays at Michigan.
Yeah.
Then we have to go to Illinois.
Yeah. The Penn State game for Michigan's at home. Iowa's on the road. Indiana's on the road.
It might be, 1-4 after that? 1-3 after that?
You would hope.
Yeah. We can keep on
know.
bugging. That's perfectly fine.
I'm excited for
Ballard, I got to run.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me in.
Always.
Roll Tide. Everybody have a great night.
Have a good one, Jeff. Roll Tide. Yeah, I'm looking. They already got a matchup predictor out for Michigan State. They give Michigan a 69.5% chance to win that game. That's in Ann Arbor, by the way, for your
That's the only thing they got going for them.
Right, is that it's at home.
Number 1.
Michigan returns Cade McNamara. Let me double check their roster. Let's see who else they return. I know they lost Hassan Haskins. Go ahead.
Ronnie Bell comes back as their best receiver.
Blake Corum comes back. He's going to be a junior.
McCarthy comes back. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Chris Bartholomew, Ronnie Bell.
Hey, look.
Hey, Ballard.
Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing before my phone dies again.
Okay.
Just like Clemson, just like Alabama, just like all these Oklahoma that get sent about every other year to the playoffs, Georgia has now entered that conversation. Georgia ain't going anywhere. Y'all can cry about it. Georgia's making the playoffs. I'm not saying that they're going to win the national championship. I don't even have them in the national championship game. But y'all can start crying now because Georgia will be in the conversation every single year, and they'll be in the playoffs just about every other year. You have a great day.
All right.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing, but
I'm not either. And I think Michigan State has a place to say about that too. The way we've been recruiting.
yeah, you guys have been recruiting great.
One thing we've had to play two nobodies really before we play Washington
You guys play Washington?
on the road.
Is that right?
We play Ohio State, Wisconsin, bye week, and Michigan. That's
Western Michigan's your opener.
remember Pittsburgh and Western Michigan last year?
No, I forgot about that game.
Oh, Pat Narduzzi. Did you hear his comments at ACC Media Days?
What'd he say?
That they can win the Big Ten every year and beat Michigan State because they almost beat us in the Peach Bowl. Y'all lost to Western.
Right.
How do you lose to a MAC team but yet expect to beat Ohio State every year? That's what. And now Tucker was asked about it, so he even said, "I'm not going to get into that because the game was decided on the field." That's probably a smart move by him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Did you get my email, Ballard?
When'd you send it?
A couple days ago.
I did not. I
About a
can.
Michigan State pregame or pre-season show.
We could definitely do one. I got school coming up, so I got to work around that. But
Yeah,
just
I
keep
do
in
too.
touch with me. Yeah, just keep in touch with me. We can work something out. We could talk some Michigan State preseason.
One thing I will say though about that Michigan game is, if we beat Ohio State and Wisconsin, that could be your Big Ten East.
Who in Wisconsin?
Ohio State. I got Ohio State coming into East Lansing with a 1 loss to Notre Dame.
Oh, you think Notre Dame's going to win that game?
I think they do.
I think they got a good chance. I like Ohio State though. I think Ohio State's just got a lot of offensive firepower. But that game is circled on my calendar.
Yeah, but they lose Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave.
That's true. They do have to replace their two wide receivers there.
And Jimmy Ruck at the tight end.
Who do they have? Jackson Smith and the Jigba. And then
Stroud and Henderson.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be no easy walkthrough for Ohio State. I'm just going to say that now.
That's a 2-5 matchup too. That's not only top 10, that's top 5.
That's going to be.
That's how big. That's probably. I bet you game day is going to be there.
I bet you.
That's saying a lot because there's other games like Georgia, Oregon, or whoever, Cincinnati, Arkansas. What do you think about Cincinnati at Arkansas, 19 versus 23?
I like Cincinnati to win it.
Okay. The spread is already out, and it favors Arkansas by 7, but I could take Cincinnati, and I think they could win by a touchdown.
They could. But here's another thing for Penn State, though. They play at Purdue. Teams die there, too. And they play Ohio Bobcats, but they lost to Ohio back in
You better be careful.
2012.
My grandmother thinks we're dreaming. She's a Penn State fan, so be careful what you say about Penn State now that she's in the comments.
They are very good, though. I will admit that. That's probably next in line after Ohio State. Depends who wins that. I will say, though, Sean Clifford comes back. Penn State has a shot.
The only thing I don't agree with is that teams like Houston and BYU got in the rankings over Penn State. You know, we looked at the rankings earlier and the teams that were out of it. The first team out of the top 25 was Tennessee.
How are they out?
And it wasn't even close.
But Tennessee's going to be good, but I don't think top 20.
I don't think they should be like it was Tennessee, Texas, Iowa, Penn State in that order for the first 4 out.
How was Iowa just out?
I don't know.
Just look what they do this year. They play Iowa State at home.
And Nebraska, you know how bad Nebraska is, right? They got to vote.
But here's the thing, though. I think Iowa beats Iowa State at home. I think they beat Michigan and Ohio State. So there's 3 wins. Not automatic, but another team that is really interesting is Illinois. They play Michigan State at home. They may come back up to Ann Arbor to play the Wolverines.
Yeah.
Michigan State and Michigan, I think that's going to be a Fox Noon kick.
Oh, like a Big Ten noon kickoff or something?
Yeah.
My grandmother's in the comments. She says, my grandfather thinks Penn State's going to be awful this year. Yeah.
It depends who they're playing and who they.
Well, first off, they got to go to Auburn.
That's not
Auburn is supposed to be pretty bad this year too.
But they're going to be tough at home.
They are tough at home.
And then they have to play host to Michigan State at home for Senior Day, and that's going to be no cakewalk either.
Mm-mm.
I feel like Taulia Tagovailoa could win the Heisman. Possibly.
I mean, I think that he has to have some odds. I think he's definitely improved the past few years.
Yeah, then Maryland.
I don't know. Penn State opens up with Purdue. That's the thing about that. And it's on the road. That's
Michigan
tough.
State went there and died. Ohio State went there and died.
Penn State, you're next.
Yep. The other 2 states died, so your turn. They have to. Who do they get out of the West? I think Iowa and who else?
Penn State?
Yeah.
They get out of the West, Northwestern, and Purdue.
And Minnesota, too.
Northwestern, aren't they the West?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who they get.
I feel like that Penn State-Minnesota game is going to be...
That'll be a good one. That's who they also get out of the West, too.
Yeah. Michigan State wants to make a playoff case. It starts in October for us.
Yeah.
We're on the road at Maryland. Then you have Ohio State and Wisconsin back-to-back, bye week, then Michigan on the road. We might, even if we lose one of those games, and that's not bad for that October. That's going to be. Then there's rumors now that Michigan might be breaking out all May's uniforms.
Yeah. Hummus Hero says if Penn State can just split those 2 early season games against Purdue and Auburn, that would be a good start. Basically saying if they could at the very least win one of those, yeah, it'd be a good start to their season.
Yeah. Then you have to look out for people that can trip them up. Maryland, Rutgers.
Indiana on the road.
Indiana, Northwestern's not going to be as talented. Well, they probably will be in the run game, but not in the passing.
The question is, outside of Notre Dame, who else do you think Ohio State could lose to this year?
Honestly, I think it's going to be Penn State.
On the road. Okay. Now hold on, because they have this 3-game stretch at Michigan State. Then they get a bye week, but then they got to go play Iowa at home, and then they play Penn State on the road.
That game's at Iowa, I think it was, anyways.
No, it's home.
Oh. And that's no easy 3-game stretch either.
No, it's not.
Because
For all we know, what if all those teams are doing good and they're all ranked teams?
Like that Michigan State, Ohio State, 2 undefeated teams, possibly. If Ohio State, they fumble the Notre Dame game away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Michigan State has done really good in the portal. Aaron Boulay,
I agree.
Craig Winnan, Chris Boggle from Florida.
Yeah.
Amir
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, Nate? What do you have to say, man?
On what for Michigan State for what they got?
Whatever you wanted to come on here and talk about, bud.
Well, yeah, I can see an upset win on Michigan State and Ohio State. I could see that, but I don't think it's going to happen, in my opinion. But I could be wrong, but I'm just saying that if somehow this happened, Michigan State upset Ohio State. I mean, it happened in the past, and don't get it wrong. I'm just saying it's possible. And Penn State is the most likely candidate to upset Ohio State. But
my grandmother says that she thinks Rutgers is always a dark horse, very unpredictable. Yeah. Rutgers has improved the past few years too.
They have.
Yes, they have.
I wonder if Jim Harbaugh can beat Ohio State again, or if it's going to be another 8-9 years again.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm a Sioux fan. I'm just. I mean, yes, it's possible that he could do it again, but I'm not sure if he's going to happen or not. But I'm just saying, I'm hoping, because I'm not going to go down that road when it's going to be 8 or 9 years again. I'm done with that now. I just want to be that. Actually, if you didn't know, Boza, like Joey Boza or whatever, their name or their name in general means beat Ohio State again.
I didn't know that.
I knew that.
But I just think
Yeah.
It's possible.
Okay.
I don't think.
Which should I go? Hey guys.
Hello.
My grandmother, the Penn State fan.
We are.
Penn State.
Go blue.
Go green.
Oh God.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, I see. This is why I don't like the haters on Michigan, because they think they're gonna fall off because of defense. I don't think that's the point.
Yeah.
I think they'll be okay. I just think, I know it's a nobody, is like a no name defense or whatever. I think they'll still be good, but not great. They just don't. They won't be bad as bad, because a lot of people are saying they're going to be bad at defense. I'm disagree on that. They still have some experienced players from last year, and I mean, yes, there are a lot of young guys on defense, but let's see the depth chart. I don't know what the depth chart is, but
How'd that pay off in October 30th?
oh yeah, very funny. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be ready. I'm sure, but
I mean, you guys lost both of your coordinators too.
true. I was not happy about that, but because the freaking Harbaugh was flirting with flirting with the Vikings. Whoop they do. You can't.
Agree?
You can.
Man, you gotta love the embarrassment Harbaugh gives out to the media. I love it.
More like embarrassment, like that loss to Ohio State, but whatever.
Which one?
Michigan State
I
last
thought
year.
we were talking about Michigan.
Yeah.
I just got that fire back attitude.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well,
go
what's
ahead.
the record since that little brother comment?
No, I'm not saying you're the Michigan's little brother. Michigan State's little brother right now. I think Michigan State is doing a great job so far to Michigan, to be honest, in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
In unbiased opinion, I just think Michigan should do more in the transfer portal, but no, they're the traditional.
I mean, we got Amir Speed from Georgia, so
That's true. I think he's gonna be a good player on the defense for you guys.
did we bring back? Anybody remember Chuck Brantley?
I don't know. Who's
Sounds
that?
familiar.
We bring back Ronald Williams, Chester Kimbrough. We got Wyndon and Brule from the portal. Chris Bogle from Florida.
I mean, yeah, you got a lot of good players, but
We got Jared Broussard and Jalen Berger both from the portal as well.
yeah. I don't know why Michigan, that traditional team or program, whatever. I mean, I get it. It's an iconic program or whatever team, and why can't they do like the rest does? Go to transfer portal at the end of the year, or
Because Harbaugh didn't know how to use it.
exactly. That's my point.
And then Michigan State got a new coach added onto our coaching staff.
Yeah, who was it again?
Brandon Jordan.
What team is he from?
He is from the FCS, but he worked with NFL pass rushers.
Oh,
Pass rush specialist.
that actually could be huge for you guys. So,
We need it.
Yeah. Do you think I'm a State fan? You think the defense from Michigan will not be as great, but still be good, but not gonna they're not gonna fall off though? Or you have a different opinion?
I'm gonna have to wait till they play Iowa because other than that, they play nobody.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm actually mad about that, to be honest. Like, I think they're trying to be Alabama, but they're not for schedule wise. I mean, don't get me wrong, Ballard. Did Alabama did some cupcakes in like past years and stuff?
Of course.
I want to say,
Like Fresno State, Colorado State,
yeah,
Mercer, whoever.
yeah.
I get you.
I think they're trying to do that for like 1 year. I think, see how it goes. I
Yeah.
think, but at least put a Power 5 team for one game, like Notre Dame, which is not going to be played since like 2033. What the heck?
Actually, Michigan had a home and home with UCLA, but Michigan backed out of it.
I
But
didn't
now
know.
they can't because USC and UCLA are both in the Big Ten now.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say backed out of it. Oh, wait, was that before they joined Big Ten? Because I don't know.
Yeah, it's 2024.
Oh, well.
But they might. They want to get Notre Dame in the Big Ten along with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Hopefully, though. But,
I hope they do. We gotta get that megaphone back.
oh, yeah, the Megaphone rivalry. I think that's another underrated rivalry, Ballard. The Michigan State and Notre Dame rivalry. Battle for the Megaphone, whoever it is.
Yeah.
We got ripped off in 2013.
Yeah. I forgot what it looks like. It kind of looks like a metal something. It's blue.
It looks like a bullhorn.
A bullhorn? Oh. A blue horn. I don't know.
There's
I mean,
another one too. Purdue and Notre Dame. I got
Yeah.
a friend of mine. She's going to Notre Dame.
yeah. You know, I know Ohio State's been the juggernaut of all Big Ten, but I wish Illinois, I'm not an Illinois fan or anything. I wish they was good, but they're not.
Illibuck.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. The
Yeah.
battle for Illibuck, which is a turtle for some reason.
There was a stretch of time for 10 years in a row where Penn State and Alabama played each other.
Yeah,
And I hope grandmother's still watching, but we should bring that game back and make it annual.
yes.
Like Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
That should have never been taken away.
Exactly.
But now they can't because Texas is going to the SEC.
True.
But they'll play the schedule so they don't play A&M.
Yes. I'm not a fan of the pods, to be honest. As a non-SEC fan, but
Just think, you get Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Auburn in one pod.
mm-hmm.
You got a flashy, somewhat decent Tennessee.
Hopefully, yeah. Tennessee has some.
But then you got the New York Jets and Vanderbilt, which are god awful.
The New York Jets and Vanderbilt are the same. You see?
Yeah, they're both horrible.
Oh, I know they are, but they still carry the SEC for baseball. That's it.
No, that's Tennessee's job now.
Oh yeah, for that. But they still choke in every sport.
I just can't wait to see Nebraska Northwestern in Dublin, Ireland.
That'll be a good game.
That's actually week 0.
Yeah, August 27th. Is it the 27th?
Yeah, it's 27th.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
That's not
I have to
even.
go. I gotta go to a football game the night before, but I'll be watching it.
Man, imagine being an island citizen and seeing what the heck is going on here. at the stadium that they play soccer in, they'll probably be clueless what's going on.
In 2025, the Big Ten is opening up in Greece.
What?
We're opening
Really?
up in Greece in 25.
Oh, now they're copying the NFL with these international games and crap. Now
Yeah.
they're
But who would want to see Michigan State and Michigan in Greece during up the season?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome because Spartanville.
Yeah, for Sparta in the 300, and Japan was like the Persians.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wolverines are the Persians. Sparta is Michigan State.
Yep, pretty much.
It's crazy.
And yeah. So that means Michigan won. I'm just kidding.
If I had to pick Michigan to go to a bowl game, I got them going to the Peach Bowl to play Georgia.
Which is not bad actually.
Michigan, Georgia again.
Yep.
Oh.
I want a revenge game against them. Because last year, Michigan wasn't really prepared.
I have, believe it or
34 to
not, I
11.
think I had Nate. I don't know if you saw my preseason bowl predictions. I actually had Michigan in the Rose Bowl.
That'd be awesome.
Who's
Play.
Michigan?
Hold on. Get this. They play USC.
Oh my.
Would that not be a hell of a game?
Who's Michigan State playing in their bowl game?
I don't know. I only did New Year's 6.
Uh-oh.
I think
Actually,
Michigan State can draw Notre Dame.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull this up, and I want your thoughts on it. But hold on, I'll find it. I just put it up a couple weeks ago.
Actually, the Michigan USC is kind of a rivalry, but not really. But I'm just saying, it's basically a blue blood rivalry, actually.
So here's what I got. So here are my preseason bowl picks. I only did the New Year's 6, basically the games that they rotate for the CFP. So in the Sugar Bowl, we got Texas A&M and Baylor. Okay. In the Rose Bowl, USC and Michigan. In the Cotton Bowl, I got Houston and Utah. In the Orange Bowl, talk about his history right here, because I'm very high on Mario Cristobal. But what about Miami and Notre Dame?
Yeah.
In the semifinals, I got Alabama and Clemson, and then Georgia, Ohio State.
That's Georgia wanted they wanted that matchup, but
yeah, Alabama's going to Atlanta. They get the number 1 seed.
But those are two are good picks for New Year's 6 bowls. But
I feel like Utah might make the playoff this year.
yeah. Well, that'd be the second Group of 5 team. No, never mind. Pac-12.
Yeah. Well, they play like a group of 5, but
Yeah. Yeah. Ballard, you know what you should do for previewing the top 25 toughest stadiums to play in.
Oh, that's good. I'm going to write that down. Hold on. Because that's a good one. Top 25 stadiums.
Yeah. Or toughest venues, whatever. Michigan State is probably out there too, so.
I feel like Michigan State and Michigan should be played in Detroit.
That'd be awesome too.
It's a neutral site, but it's for the state.
Yeah. A battle for the mitten. I think that's more more what was it called? More suitable than Paul Bunyan, whatever it is.
Trophy, but
I mean, it's iconic, the trophy, but I would
you
name.
still get Paul Bunyan, but like they
Yeah.
changed the midfield logo.
They did? Wow.
They should if we played in Detroit.
Yeah.
Ballard, these should be your top 5 games of the week.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Y'all are giving me good ideas for what I could do for the season. This will be great.
You know what rivalry should be renewed? Pitt and Penn State.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, they played like 2014, right? Or something like that.
That or
But-
16.
Oh, 2016. That's kind of recent, but yeah.
It's like Texas and Texas A&M.
Yeah. I want, in my opinion, I want Nebraska and Missouri back.
I want Illinois, Missouri back.
Oh yeah, the arch rivalry.
Yeah. How about Nebraska, Oklahoma every year?
Now, let me ask. There's not really a whole lot of schools in Michigan, is there? I mean, is it really just Michigan
There
State?
are 5.
Oh, there's Central Michigan. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but there's a part of me that wishes Alabama played more in-state teams like Alabama A&M, Alabama State, UAB.
Yep.
You guys feel that way about Michigan and Michigan State? Like, do
Yeah.
you wish you guys played more in-state teams like a Central Michigan, like
Yeah.
on a more regular basis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we sometimes do, like, and plus MSU does too. Like 2 years ago, Michigan played like Central Michigan or Western Michigan last year, and played like
Western Michigan, that's a good one.
And
But-
next year,
yeah.
Michigan State opens up with Central.
Yep.
And then we play Richmond,
oh yeah, and plus
the Spiders.
spiders. I call them Spider-Mans. But
Eastern Michigan is like Michigan State, same uniforms.
yeah.
Yeah. Troy, that's another Alabama school right there.
I thought it was in Mississippi. I thought.
Troy, no, I think it's in Alabama. I'm trying to remember where.
I always thought it was in
University.
Ohio.
South Alabama.
Well, of course, hey, go figure this one. My stupid self couldn't figure out where Troy was. You know where it is?
Yeah.
Troy, Alabama.
Oh my.
It's literally named after the city.
What are your thoughts on the Patriots this year, Ballard?
The
What?
Patriot, are you talking about with Mac Jones in the NFL?
Yep.
They got to beat the Bills. I think they're second. They are second or third. I think it's either going to be the Dolphins or the Patriots behind the Bills. I don't think they're quite there to
You have to play.
I don't think they're there to win the division yet with Mac Jones.
Here's what we have. Week 1 at Miami. Week 2 in Pittsburgh. Week 3 home against Baltimore. And then I think we get Buffalo.
Who's your NFL team?
The Patriots, of course.
Oh, okay. Homus Hero says he thought Troy was in Arkansas.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
There's a city named Troy in Ohio too.
That's where I thought it was.
Sometimes you get it mixed up a bit.
I want Ohio State in Ohio.
Who would watch that?
I don't know. Maybe Ohioans. Probably.
No, you know what you get? You get annual Cincinnati and Ohio State.
Because
With where
Cincinnati
those
would give them more of a
programs-
fight.
with where the programs are right now. Luke Fickle's recruiting out of his mind.
Mhm.
Kind of. Or was. I don't know. I haven't looked at the latest rankings.
Yeah, actually, Michigan's in 28th place. If I remember.
I think Michigan State's top 15 or top 20. I think right now Michigan State has the number 3 basketball recruiting class.
Yes. They got some games scheduled for the Wallace State Lions basketball. I'm going to wait.
What was your thought on that fake punt call in the Michigan State game this year?
What's that?
What was your thoughts on that fake punt this year?
Fake punt. Do I remember that?
Did it succeed?
No.
It was stupid.
Here's the thing, though. They actually started out Lebanese again.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about? I'm so confused.
That fake punt that Michigan pulled out against Michigan State.
Yeah, that was stupid.
And then what happened? Michigan State went down and scored.
Well, I want to say I wouldn't consider it a fake punt. I would consider that trying to punt it, but it failed.
2015 all over again.
I don't know about that.
And then there's Justin White got shot out of a cannon and level McNamara.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think McNamara's going to be that good this year.
I mean, they got McCarthy, but he tried to switch Ames.
Wait, what?
He tried to switch his Ames to carry the football, and he fumbled twice.
Well, yeah, because he has got experience with the playbook as much, but
I mean, if they're gonna do that, I mean, questions like that about Jim Harbaugh, I really wonder about him.
mm-hmm.
Did you see that fight in 2018?
Bye. No.
That pregame fight we had?
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of like that. I like that.
It should have been handled better by the adults, but hey.
Yeah. Did you see the Ohio State player almost ripped off freaking Roman Wilson's head? That was unacceptable from last year.
Who?
The Ohio State player, cornerback, whoever it is, tried to rip. I don't know what his name is, but he tried to rip off. I'm not gonna really get into detail, but he tried to get ripped off Roman Wilson's head. Last year's the game.
Oh,
You remember that one?
yeah, been there.
I think I remember that actually.
That was fucking stupid. Oh, that play.
Yeah.
Like, would you want if you were Alabama or a Michigan fan? Would you want that to happen? No.
There's parts of rivalry games for the officials have got to keep it amped up.
What do you mean by amped up?
Keep everybody in check.
Yes, exactly.
That's also the coach's job too.
Yeah. And I the officials need to freaking
Do better.
Yeah, do better, and make sure that no one gets their freaking head ripped off. Exactly.
That or the 2018 pregame fight with Michigan State.
Exactly.
They should have said, Devin, move it, or you're suspended for the game.
I would agree with that because he got a little bit too personal.
And then that Jim Harbaugh's lucky he didn't get a penalty for that one play. He was I think back when they were through in the stands, and it was one-on-one coverage, and he was complaining it wasn't called PI. It was overthrown, number one, and two, they were hand battling, so you can't really call it PI anyways.
Yeah. But
I will say this: Michigan cannot overlook Maryland.
exactly. And a friend just told me that if they do, their season's over.
2007, Appalachian State.
True.
We'll have to have a bet for Michigan State here. And Bagram's the witness to that, too.
Actually, I was like
Which
a
one?
little kid when I went and said.
Right, Ballard?
I'm a witness to what?
The bet.
The what?
The bet. What are you talking about now?
The Michigan State game. Me and Nate should have a bet for it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
I ain't betting money though.
No money. No money involved.
No. No, we're not in Vegas either.
No. I bet that Michigan will win by 3 points. And the loser will have to say, go blue or go green.
We also sing the winner's fight song, too, live on Bagram's show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be witness to it.
Yep. There you go.
That's the bet. Loser
Yep.
sings the winner's fight song.
While wearing the winner's colors.
That's fair.
Probably gonna barf when I hear this.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say I got to run, but what were you going to say, Bagger?
Oh, I was fixing to end the stream.
Oh, okay. I got to run.
All right. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
See ya.
Go blue.
See you, Nate.
See ya.
All right. I love all you guys, man. Y'all are amazing. We have a great community on here. College football is so close. It is around the corner. It is not even a month away. We got NFL back. Man. Things are looking up. I'm fixing to, I think I'm going to relax for the rest of the night. We got a big day tomorrow traveling to Georgia for a few days, going to a Braves game. Should be excited. Should be exciting. I am excited. So I'm going to close her down, shut it off, and relax for the rest of the night. But I love all you guys. Jesus loves you. He's got a great plan. Thank you, Nate, MSU fan, and Mayhem Matthew for coming on the show tonight. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media, check it out. Love y'all. Jesus loves you too. God bless, and we're all tied. See ya.